The sun is getting more active. What does this mean for Earth? A giant coronal hole was spotted on March 20th, 2023. The black hole in the sun's surface was discovered by NASA's Solar Dynamics Observatory. It's not a physical hole, it's a region of cooler temperature on the solar surface. It appears black because it doesn't glow as bright as the rest of the sun. The current coronal hole is between 186,000 and 248,000 miles across. That's like 20 to 30 Earths lined up back to back. Coronal holes are the source of rapid solar winds. They can reach speeds of 1.8 million miles per hour. These solar winds are scheduled to reach Earth by the end of this week. When the winds reach Earth, they'll rattle the magnetic field. We probably won't even feel it. But solar flares and coronal mass ejections are more worrying. These phenomena have become more frequent. Scientists are still unsure what causes them, but they are known to disrupt electricity and communications. This has already happened in the past, but today, it would be a lot more catastrophic. A relatively weak solar storm in 1989 caused a blackout in Quebec, Canada. It created an aurora that could be seen as far south as Florida. Millions of Quebec residents were without power for about 12 hours. The cost was estimated at $13.2 million. A lot of radiation gets released during a solar storm. Normally, our atmosphere keeps us safe from it, but astronauts and even people on airplanes are at greater risk. Even more scary is the fact that solar storms are incredibly fast. This makes them impossible to anticipate. A coronal mass ejection would reach us in 3 to 4 days. However, the ejection of 1859 reached the Earth in only 17 hours. The level of damage it caused was relatively low, but that's because humans didn't depend on sophisticated technology back then. Today, the whole world would be shut down. Airplanes will be grounded due to disrupted satellite communications. Power grid transformers would heat up and shut down. This is why solar superstorms cause power outages. However, transformers can be easily replaced. Satellite navigation systems, on the other hand, would suffer greater damage. Nobody knows exactly how the internet and GPS would be affected. Experts say the connection may become intermittent. Long-distance optical fiber lines and submarine cables are vulnerable to solar storms. The cables themselves are fine, but they have electrically powered repeaters at regular intervals. These repeaters are grounded and thus susceptible to damages. Some experts say that connectivity will not be affected. The cables don't carry enough currents to cause a disturbance, but solar energetic particles can be dangerous to astronauts. Humans on Earth are shielded from that radiation. Most of it bounces off the ionosphere. The rest is absorbed by the atmosphere. Even the International Space Station is under the protection of the ionosphere. But if the radiation hits an astronaut in outer space, it can be very dangerous. The worst thing about all this is utter unpredictability. There isn't enough data to be certain, so we'll just have to wait and see and hope for the best.